It's all you.
All right. So I wanted to talk to you. Ryan and I were talking about this a little bit, and I saw a post on Team Rhino about it, and it's kind of interesting because Ryan and I, when we talk back and forth, we use stickers a lot, and we use things called GIFs that are they're like little video clips to talk about emotions, and that's not like I didn't want to just talk about just that on the team call, but that's a big part of what we do when we build relationships with people is we try to kind of keep it lighthearted and not be salesy. And you hear people say a lot, oh, I just don't want to be salesy. Or even when you're talking to somebody about becoming a coach and they're really active in a challenge group, and you just see really a lot of potential in them, and they're like, I'm just not a salesperson, or I just don't want to be salesy. And usually I'll say to them, well, do you think I'm salesy? Do I seem like a pushy salesperson? And I've never, ever, not one time in almost 3 years of being a coach, have I ever had anybody say to me, yeah, you're a really pushy salesperson. And I think the reason why is because whether I'm talking to somebody on message or whether I'm talking to somebody at the grocery store or Starbucks or my waitress or whomever I'm talking to, I just try to be real and genuine with them and try not to be pushy, just really share my heart with them and be excited about my life and what I'm doing, and not be salesy. So a lot of times Messenger, if you've ever texted with someone or talked on Facebook Messenger with someone, it can be kind of bland. There's text back and forth, and it can be a little awkward, and you can't sense any emotion in those conversations. You don't know how the person's feeling, or you don't know whether and sometimes there's long pauses, and you're kind of like, okay, are they like, did they have to take a trip to the bathroom, or do they have a sick child, or did their house catch on fire? I don't know what's going on the other side. And so you don't know what's going on the other side, and you can just guess. And sometimes you'll even send a message to somebody. A lot of times I'll be going through my Facebook news feed, and I'll just be private messaging one person after another, after another, after another, after another, and nobody's responding. And so then I have to look back and say, okay, now, what am I saying to these people? Why are they not responding to me? And usually it's because, I'm not being real or genuine with them, or that maybe I'm being too businessy. And so a lot of times what we'll do is I'll send a sticker, or I'll send a GIF, a little video clip or something like that. And that'll get people's attention. It makes them know that you're a real person, because computers don't send things like that. Computers don't send stickers. And when somebody is trying to spam you, they don't spam you with stickers, and they don't spam you with little video clips. They don't spam you with emoticons. They just spam you with words. And so what I like to do is I'll have a conversation with somebody, and I'm kind of trying to figure out where they're coming from, and trying to figure out, if they're on board, or if it's the right time to talk to them about Shakeology or a fitness program or something like that. And I'll just pause for a minute, and I'll think, what kind of sticker could I send them, or what kind of video clip could I send them that would loosen up or lighten up the conversation? Because that's what you want to do. You want to put feel and emotion in the conversation, and you want to lighten it up. You want to make it fun. You want to make it entertaining, maybe. You want to make it real. And not just words back and forth with no emotion. So when we add stickers, emoticons, little video clips, it really just adds emotion to a conversation. So does anybody have any questions about that, or a situation where that has, I really like to get some involvement. I'm about to send each one of you a sticker with a minion that has the little question mark. So
So I'll add something, because one of the ones that I use a lot is the minion sticker that I love, that has like just one side of his mouth up. He's kind of like, huh? Like what? So if somebody says something to me like, well, I don't have time to work out, I'll send them that sticker. Like, oh, that sucks. And it just lightens that mood, instead of like most people want to jump into like, oh, well, here's some options for you for being able to find a way to, find the time to work out. And first of all, that's the wrong way to do it, whether you respond with text or with a sticker, right? The right way to respond is to understand that and to empathize with that in some way, not try to counter it with solutions, but to listen more, to say, oh, well, what are some of the things that are in your way for being able to find time to work out? What are some of those things? And listen to what they say, instead of saying, oh, well, here are some of the things that I do to find more time to work out. That's like, so, but the first thing that I do is I make that statement and that situation less awkward and difficult by throwing that sticker out there. So then they're laughing a little bit, and then I say, well, what are some of the things keeping you from working out? And they're ready to answer because they've just laughed, and they're not like, oh, what's he going to try to tell me now? It's so much easier when you just throw that out there, because if I was anybody who knows me, if I was in the actual situation in person with that person, I would probably do something very similar. I'd make light of it. I'd be funny about it if I could, and it would be a different conversation than the way text would go back and forth if we didn't use that sticker. So there's lots of, I was trying to think of some other examples. I could probably come up with, 10 or 15 examples where I've used stickers that are just, kind of perfect for different situations. Yeah.
And what you want to do, and what that actually does, is it positions you on their side, because no one wins. If you get in an argument with somebody, like, if somebody says, oh, I don't have time to work out, or I don't have time to eat healthy, and you say to them in one way or another, yes, you do have time, or, when you kind of fight against them on this, then what you're doing is you're causing a friction. You're causing a I don't know the right word for it, but you're
putting them on the defense. You're putting them on the defense, basically, right?
Yes, you're in opposition of them, as opposed to being on their side. And what you want to do is you want to position yourself to be on their side, on their team. You don't want to position yourself to be in an argument with them. That never works. That never works. So, so what you're doing when you lighten the mood with stickers or with emoticons or with video clips is that you're relating to them maybe a little bit, and lightening it up to where, you can, you can talk to them as a person. And that's the thing, is that I think that when you're on a computer with someone and you're messaging with someone, especially if you don't know them really well, for example, I'll be chatting with someone that I met in my dog group, in my Great Dane group. And we'll be going back and forth, and I'll be talking to them about their Great Dane. And then I may say something about, what do you do with your Great Dane during the day when you're at work? And they'll say something like, oh, well, I'm a stay-at-home mom. And I'll say, oh, that's fantastic. You're a stay-at-home mom, and I'll start asking questions about their kids, because who does not want to talk about their kids, right? And then, and I will, at that time, I'll throw a sticker or something in there, a Disney sticker or something in there, so they know I'm not this, who's this creeper that's asking me all these personal questions online that I don't know. you know, and so it kind of adds some fun to the conversation, lets them know that there's a live person at the other side of the conversation, at the other side of the computer or the other side of their phone or whatever they're using. I'm not just some random text, you know, and I'm not some salesperson just trying to sell them something, that I'm actually, you know, somebody that's friendly and trying to build a relationship with them.
Right. And if the sticker makes sense for what they just said, then they know that you're actually listening to what they said.
Absolutely.
If they say something about their kids and you put a Disney sticker out there and their kids watch that movie, you know, it kind of all fits together so that it doesn't, because sometimes when we go through, I've seen coaches before that talk about forming, right? It always scares me when a coach actually uses the term forming. Not because forming is bad, but because sometimes it becomes robotic and the person on the other end of the phone or the other end of the message feels interrogated rather than like they're having an actual conversation. And stickers are a great way to take an interrogation into an actual conversation. You know, like if you're just going through like, oh, you're a stay-at-home mom. So, you know, like, how old are your kids? And then they say how old their kids are and you go, oh, where do they go to school? Oh, they go to school here. Oh, does that school have a football team? Do your kids play football? You know, and it becomes like this interrogation where
why are you asking me so many questions about my kids, creeper?
Right. That's not dialogue. That's not dialogue. That's interrogation, right? And stickers help make interrogation into dialogue. You know, where it's two-sided. You're saying something, they're responding back with something. You're saying something else, they're responding back with that. And you're playing together rather than you just like we're sitting across the table from each other and I'm asking you questions, you're answering, and then I'm writing that down in my notes about this. You know, like that's just creepy and that's not what you want to do. It's not effective. And even if it was effective, I wouldn't want to do it. You know, like it's not about being effective. It's about being real and about being, you know, creating relationships with people.
It's really amazing too. Another thing, it's really amazing, and this is more of a one-on-one, you know, personal thing. But I think of I'm thinking of an example of where I went to have lunch a few days ago, and it doesn't take very much conversation or very many questions to get somebody really talking about something that interests them. It's about you figuring out what makes them tick and then just letting them talk about it. Because how often do you get somebody that actually will listen to you talk about what you're passionate about? And how exciting is it when you actually get somebody that's interested in that? You know, I mean, if somebody starts asking me about my Beachbody business, I'm like, I could talk all day about that. Yeah. Or triathlons or, you know, whatever, something, marathon running, my grandkids, you know, somebody wants to know about that kind of stuff, man, they won't be able to shut me up. So, you know, I mean, that's the thing, is that you get somebody, you figure out what it is that makes somebody tick, you know, just noticing something, compliment somebody, you know, I always have in my mind, or I try to always have in my mind, that I want to leave somebody feeling better about themselves than when they first came in contact with me. And so if somebody's having a bad day and grumpy, you can, you know, that can turn you into having a bad day too. Or you can turn it into them feeling like, gosh, you know, I feel really good after that conversation. And you can do the same thing online using stickers or using video clips. If you entertain people a little bit, bring some levity to the conversation using those type of things, just make sure that they're the right ones. And I think it does take a little bit of technique to learn the right stickers for the right conversation.
The cool thing though is, like, I want to add there that the cool thing is that it's not something that takes that long to do once you kind of get used to it. Like every time a new sticker pack comes out on Messenger, I'm downloading it. Because once you have them all downloaded and you have every sticker pack, there's a little magnifying glass. And so if someone says, I ate bad today, I will type into the little search glass, eat. and it will bring up every sticker related to eat, and I'll look through one. And if it's someone I know well, or maybe it fits with the situation, I might send them one that's there. There's like one of a bird that's just like sitting there with a big beer belly, and he's just eating tons of food, and it says "Let's eat" on it. And I just stick that in there, and I'm like, let's eat. And then I go into, okay, so what did you eat, and how can we help you like not do that again, or let me help you, but first I joke around with them, and they say, well, yeah, I had kind of a cheat day today. Boom, that sticker goes, let's eat. And there's this, bird just stuffing food in its mouth, and that may not be the right sticker for everybody, or every situation, but you can just push that little magnifying glass, push eat, and you've got like 30 options of stickers that are about eating. There's a nom nom one, that's just like a hamburger. It says nom nom, that would fit in that situation. And then in Giphy, if you go on Messenger and download the app called Giphy, you can go in there and search on that too. So you can search the word eat, and you'll come up with a bunch of little video clips that you can send somebody about eating. Or if you type in celebrate, you can get a bunch of GIFs about people celebrating. And if you type in anything, you could type in curse words, and it'll bring up GIFs with curse words in them, like, anything.
Ryan really likes the One Direction ones. Those were his favorites.
Yep, absolutely. I always use the One Direction ones.
Yeah. And just so you know, if you're ever in a conversation with me and you send me a thumb sticker, definitely not okay. Ever to use a thumb sticker in any situation ever. Just so you know, thumb stickers, bad.
It actually is a good point when you're thumb stickers are kind of the have you ever seen that? There's like a meme that says when that moment when you send somebody a really long text with a whole bunch of things that you're excited about, and they respond with okay, like you're just like,
it's the okay. Mm-hmm.
And the thumb sticker is very similar to that in conversations. Like if somebody sends you this thing, and they're like, I had the greatest eating day today, and I've lost 7 pounds on 21-day fix in 8 days. Do not send them back a thumb sticker. That, be a little more interactive than that. There are situations where thumb stickers are good, and one of them is when you're in a conversation with Lisa and you know that she hates thumb stickers. You can send her lots of thumb stickers, and then that totally makes sense. So.
Yeah, Ryan and Leona both know that I hate thumb stickers, so they will sometimes send me like dump trucks of thumb stickers and things like that. It's fantastic.
This is a good call, though. I think just bringing some of the emotion and feelings into text, and that's one way to do it. You could also, and there's also ways with hashtags, right? You could use hashtags. Sometimes hashtags do things like you write a really long hashtag, or something like that. That can bring some levity, that can bring some of the emotion into the conversation, but it's a way to help take the awkwardness out of messaging. And that, I think, that awkwardness is usually not there in a person-to-person situation or even in a phone call. And like a lot of the training, even GoPro says, only use this invite process on either on the phone or in person. And I just don't think I personally don't think that that's practical today. Like that book was written in 2008 or 9, and it has just progressively since then gotten to the point where people don't answer their phones. They look at it and they're like, why is someone calling me? God, why do people call me? Can't you just text me? Like, seriously, that's how people act today. They like, you call them and they get pissed, like just text me. And if I'm available, maybe I'll call you back, and in-person meetings are more difficult, and people just use instant messaging and text more and more. And whether that's a good thing for our society or not, I'm pretty sure most would agree that that's probably not the greatest thing for our society. But if you're going to build a business, you better adapt to how people communicate, right? So now you got to communicate with a text, some type of just words on a computer screen. How do you bring some emotion into that? This is one way to do it.
And you always want to find out too how a person likes to communicate. And some people don't respond well to stickers or things like And and you might be able to sense that, if you're the only one that sends stickers to them and they never send them back to you, or you never get any kind of a positive response from those, then maybe maybe that's not the way they like to communicate, or maybe they think that's silly. I don't know. But I always do. If I get a new customer or somebody, I'll always say to them, what's the best way to communicate? Do you like, one-on-one? Do you like phone calls? Do you like messenger? Do you like text? What do you like? And sometimes they'll say, oh, I want you to text me. Here's my phone number. And so then I just text them, and then some people don't want to give their phone number out. They're worried about that. Some people aren't Facebook people, so you want to find out, what the best way of communicating is with people.
But also being a student of people's personalities and how they act is also a great indicator of whether what you should be using. Like if I'm on a Facebook message with a guy who lifts weights and loves football and drinks a lot of beer, I'm not going to use heart stickers. Like seriously, like there's stickers for that. Like there's a Expendables sticker pack that's like Sylvester Stallone drinking beer. Okay, that can, that can actually work if it's put in the right context. It can express the emotion of, like, if they say, hey, next time you're down here, we should grab a beer together. Throw that sticker out there. It's like, that fits. Look at that, Sylvester Stallone drinking beer. I like it. It works for that. But then other times, like, that sticker would not make any sense for some conversations that I have. So anyway, I think we get the idea.
Yes, I think so. But does anybody else have any situations like they where stickers have lightened? Do you guys use stickers? Kirsten, no, I don't use stickers. Don't use them with me.
Sometimes. In fact, I was just thinking today, I've been trying to coach this gal who's doing 21-day fix, and I've been asking how she's been doing. She hasn't been responding, so I may try the sticker.
Yeah, throw a sticker out there with a question mark or something like that. Exactly. Like, hey, or something.
So I'm thinking she's not doing real well, but she doesn't want to tell me.
Mm-hmm.
So
I would say that to her, Kirsten. I would say that in a message. I would say, usually if people aren't responding to me, there's two reasons for that. And I would say, number one is because they're doing great and they don't need my help, or number two, they're really struggling. Mm-hmm. And so are either one of those true with you? And, and maybe you do the sticker, but that's one thing. I'm not sure which book it talked about. It may have been GoPro that talked about, no, I think it was question-based selling that talked about, sometimes we avoid asking questions because we think we know the answer, or we think that there's going to be a negative answer. But we need to go head on with those questions that if we think, if I think I'm being salesy with somebody, or if I think I'm not being genuine, I might say to them, I kind of feel like, like maybe I'm giving a bad sense, like I'm trying to sell you something right now, and that's not what I'm trying to communicate. And usually they'll come back and say, oh, no, I don't feel that way. But it makes me feel better to say, hey, I'm feeling this way. And then it kind of,
gets the conversation going again.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I found that too, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, have I just pushed them away? What did I just do?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, anything else, guys? Anybody else have comments? Kind of a funny team call topic, but it's so true. It's so good. It's really useful. I use it all the time.
Definitely, and so do I. And it's funny because there's even a couple coaches that I have that I'll send them a sticker and they'll be like, "You're the master at that." I'm like,
yeah. It's because I practice it. I seriously practice it all the time. It's like, oh, what sticker can I use for that? All right. Well, anything else, guys? I'm going to shut her down if not. All right. Well, thank you, Lisa, for bringing up the topic. And, oh, wait. Jessica. Oh, look at that. Raised her hand. Jessica raised her hand. I've never seen that before. Jessica, go for it. What do you got?
Can you hear me?
Yes. Can.
Oh my gosh, you can't. This iPad is messing up so much. I can't figure out what to do here. But what was it? Where are you finding all of these emojis? I've been trying to find some lately because I've seen quite a few coaches use them, and they use them so well. They use them the right ones at the right time, and I think that it really is amazing. And I think that's a great icebreaker. But I'm trying to figure out where you're finding them.
You know what? Let me share my screen real quick. Let me see if I can show you. So I'll be showing you on desktop here, but that should work okay. Can you guys see that okay? Y'all can see?
Uh-huh. Yeah, I can see it.
Okay. So when I bring up a message down here, what I have is I can apparently send money via Facebook now. I don't know, never done that before, and I don't really plan on it, but you never know. And then you can add a photo with that, and then this is the sticker one right here. So you click stickers.
Okay.
It starts out like this is the search thing. So
I see. Okay.
I can search right here and say eat.
Uh-huh.
And I get all these stickers for, different things that relate to eating.
Uh-huh.
I can send this is with Heidi and Lisa, and I can be like, let's eat.
There's a little basket. There's a little basket where you get those stickers. Like
yeah, there's all the way to, let's see, this thing is, okay, there we go. So right here, this plus sign is the sticker store, and all these little icons along here are all different sticker packs.
Okay.
That's all sharks,
Oh my.
and this is like business something or other. We've got, look at that, a Rhino. I quit. There's just everything.
Do that one.
There's just so many things in here. There's some that are like, here's Muppets. There's a gay pride one in here. There's just tons and there's tons of nice little thumbs. Look at that.
Do not send me a thumb.
But you click on this sticker store right here, and it's got, like, there's some that I don't have downloaded because I don't really like them that much, but it's not really coming up very quickly here. But there's just all these packs.
I get the idea. Okay.
Yeah, and they work on Messenger on your phone as well, and then you can also do it like in a comment. It's right here in the comments. You can post a sticker as a comment.
Okay.
So, and then
the video clips you can't do on computer. You can only do those on your phone.
Yeah, the Giphy, it's GIPHY on Messenger. If you go down to like where you see those icons along the bottom of a message in Messenger, there's like a ... type of thing where you can see more stuff. And then there's different ones that you can add, like download, and GIPHY is the one that we use for GIFs. And you only have it on Messenger on your phone or on a tablet or something like that. But
okay,
it's also something that you can search for keywords and stuff like that. So
okay, sounds good. I was just curious where you guys were finding yours and stuff. So.
Yep, absolutely. That was a good question. We should have probably screen shared that from the beginning. That's good.
Great. Thank you.
All right. Well, good night, everybody. Thanks
Thank
again.
you. Good night.
Good night.